I jelly printed this background from new stencils and stamps that I bought, and then I made a photo transfer, and I even printed a real tree branch. Watch me how I made this. Hello jelly fans! I started this project with a broken lid of a pencil box made of concrete. And of course, I immediately wanted to not throw it away, but to print this broken structure. I made myself a registering sheet for the A4 size gel plate to sit on, as I want to print on a 30 by 40 centimeter sheet to get a nice passe-partout frame. I'm placing on the gel plate, but as you can see, it is not exactly A4 size. But I can place it so that it is in the middle. This is a test piece of a wallpaper that I got in the hardware store, and I'm hoping for a nice pattern for the background. As often, I want to print with the Golden Open slow drying paints in Carbon Black and Quinacridone Gold today, and I will print the black parts first. There is only a super mini amount of the black left in this tube, but you'll see how long this can last. I'm rolling out that small amount evenly and thinly. You really don't need much for that. Then pressing on the wallpaper and rubbing it a bit. And as I reveal it, it is not very convincing, but it has a subtle fabric structure to it that I can use. Now I'm pressing down the pieces of the broken lid, and it is amazing how I'm not able to put a 5-piece puzzle together again. Can't be that complicated. This is wrong, woman. There, finally got it. And with this, I want to buy some newly purchased stamps and stencils. This is a stamp with numbers, and it looks real good because it has this broken structure in the numbers. And I'm sort of too lazy cutting some out, so I'm just gonna try this one as it is. And knowing that the print will be in reverse. But that is something I often do, and I like it as an effect. Now I'm employing a new stencil that I bought. It has quite a nice kind of a natural structure. And I'm compressing some rice paper to get some wrinkles that I press through the stencil to get some more texture even. And I like it, how it turned out, but I should have cut off the rim really. I also have a dried flower that I'm pressing on here only once. And slow drying acrylics are always good because you have all the time in the world to experiment. But then if you want to take a print with another color, you have to dry it with a fan if you're impatient like me today. So this is the Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, which I only have a little bit left. And it's an open wound for all the fans of this color because it's not available anymore. But the transparent red oxide is, I think, almost as good. So you can also use that color. To pull the print, I'm using the large paper, and I registered with the large paper underneath the gel plate. I also am wearing gloves because I really want to take care this time, for once, that no paint is coming onto the frame or on the back side. I just want to be a little bit professional. I sort of lost the concrete lid shape here, so I'm doing something else to get this back. I'm rolling out some of the transparent brown color, which is just a little bit darker than the quinacridone. And you'll see the effect this makes. I'm trying to put that puzzle together again. So I'm picking up that layer with my print again. I put on another glove because I constantly change them, because otherwise you get paint on the glove and then the glove is not worth a lot, really. So I'm pulling that print, and as you can see, it left a quinacridone gold shape free, and around it it's a little darker and brownish now. And I really, really like that. But I have another stencil which I really like, and I want to try this one too and add it. And sorry, I failed with the recording of this one, but I used the black again and put a stencil on it and took everything inside and around it off. And I'm pressing that on, sort of leaving to coincidence where the stencil shape will be left. And I think it's just very, very nice. And I like the result as an abstract thing a lot. And I was sort of tempted to leave it like this. But then I thought, okay, let's make a photo transfer. This was a photo I got from Pixabay. Thank you for that. License-free photos from Pixabay. And I'm cutting it out at first just to see where I want to put the raven and the tree trunk. So I want to place it about here, something like here. And I'm a little afraid that the photo of the trunk is not long enough. So I want to trace something else and print a real branch. So I picked some from my garden. These are kind of nice, but don't have enough structure. And this one I think is perfect. I'm going to try to print them all anyway. I'm cleaning off the golden open paint, which works wonderfully with a baby wipe and then just a normal tissue for drying this. And I'm squeezing just the last of the rest of the little tube out. And there's still some in it. I'm only painting a part of the gel plate now because I want to try to print the trunks, the branches, I mean. This one, as I thought, is not so interesting. This with a nice structure. It's kind of because it's not really, it's a little crooked, so I have to, you know, roll it down again. Yeah, you can see it's still not that convincing, so I'm just pressing it on again and roll it about so it's a little bit broader. And this works. And I'm taking all the other trials off the plate and only printing the last one. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is my dog snoring in the background all the time. But she always has to be close to me, so I can't, you know, kick her out of the room when I'm recording. And I forgot to put the gel plate on a glass or plexiglass, so it's a little wobbly when I turn it around to register that branch on the painting. And that worked quite nicely. So I have to cut out the raven, cut it off from its branch to adjust it to my branch. And I'm using only the small gel plate for it. This one sits on a glass plate, which is useful for turning it around and registering. And it really looks green. I've tried to clean it for a very long time, but the green just doesn't go off anymore. Anyhow, it's not good for the videos, but it's not affecting the prints in any way. I'm cutting out the raven in 2 parts to adjust it, and cutting out the claws, of course, as well. And note that I'm cutting it out and leaving a little rim, because that is the rim I want to take off right on the gel plate. And if it were too close to the bird itself, I would probably damage the outline of the bird, if you know what I mean. Now I'm taking off the excess paint with a tissue. And you see that worked kind of well. And I'm using a baby wipe again to eliminate the hard edges of the paper. Sometimes I even leave them because that's another interesting effect. But in this case, I just want to have the raven and nothing more. So I'm registering this now, and it works quite well. I turn it around and rub the paper from the back, and I'm using some tissue instead of the gloves now, because I forgot about the gloves. And I really made it without any accidents today. So now I have to print the tail, and I'm still squeezing that out. It's amazing how much there is still left in there. And the next step would be cutting it open. The paint is expensive, so I think it's a good thing to do that. So taking off the rim around the tail of the bird with a baby wipe again. And registering the little tail. My dog is really loud today. So yeah. It works. I like it, but the bird has to be a lot darker now because it's obviously the center of attention. So I have to make some more contrast there and fill in a little more of the black body and black feathers. And I'm doing that with a pencil gradually so I can, just in phases make it darker. And I'm drawing the little claws here. As I obviously am not able to shut my dog down, you can just imagine that this raven is asleep and snoring on its branch. I'm giving just a little more shadow to the branch. And as I have quite a strong outline of the branch, I also want a stronger outline for the bird. So I'm coming in with my beloved Pigma Micron pen to give the raven a raven outline. And this is it, actually. I'm very tempted to give the background and the numbers and the flower up there just some outlines, but I'm not doing it today. I just think it's perfect like this. How do you like it? Well, I hope you liked it and it inspired you, and I'll see you next week. And my dog says, you hear me snoring next week too.